Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Jocelyn Lovely Tarot. So good to see you guys today. This reading is going to be for my Libras. I forgot to do Libras. I don't know why. I like literally flew up, just forgot. So this is for you guys. Maybe this is why it's very significant. This reading is really crazy. There's just so much information here. So I'm going to go as fast as I can with it, okay? If you guys want a personal reading, hit me up at jocelynlovely84@gmail.com, okay? Alright, we're using the Black Moon astrology cards, and here we go. Alright, first card is going to be 5th house, creativity. I'm getting Gemini energy for some reason. I'm getting the good twin, the evil twin. Two sides of you, right, that have been next to each other, and the only thing that separates them is like a little frequency or a little being, right? When you get this with South Node, it reminds me of like the past version of you or the dark version of you, and utilizing gifts that you were born with or given from, higher self or just in past lifetimes, utilizing those gifts to satisfy shadow. Using those gifts for, maybe at the time it was more destructive to self, but you didn't know. But it was pleasing. It was short-term pleasing the shadow, so you were willing to do it. Right? Whereas as time has gone by and you've done enough, growth, it's almost as if now the good aspect of you, I don't want to say good, right? But it sounds like evil and good, the twins. The other aspect of you has been able to utilize the gifts that the shadow uses for a more purposeful life, for a happier life, for a more less destructive life, right? And so here are two versions of you understanding like where you came from, your past lives, and it's focusing so much on the South Node, which are things we should kind of stay away from or learn to utilize, and then transition into the North Node, which is life purpose, right? And so you've mastered this. It took you years, lifetimes. When we talk about South Node, we talk about karmic past, right? It took you years to just be able to push through. And just transition, right? Or change, going from short-term pleasure, only feeding the ego, to now living a more stable, purposeful, peaceful life. And you get those two. The next two cards are Saturn and Jupiter. Saturn and Jupiter. Okay? Saturn and Jupiter. I want you guys, actually, you know what? Yeah, because there's so much. So there's two things going on here. I'm going to show you Saturn and Jupiter here. Going from truth, right? Maybe for some time, you were so stuck to your karmic past, and we all are. We bring that stuff with us. It can tend to be, I don't want to call it baggage, but it could weigh us down after a while, right? Because you've done this so many times. And I'm talking about lifetimes. Come into the lifetime, try to heal, try to grow, taking everything with you, and then transitioning, right? It's part of life. So here you are understanding, maybe being so succumbed or stuck to your past, to your gifts, being so stuck on, karmic issues. Everybody has it, but it's like, what kind of karma do you deal with on a daily, right? Going from being, restricted to learning to be more disciplined and learning to become abundant and open and whole. And it's a whole, again, it's a master level. You become a master every time you learn to go from Saturn being stuck where you're at, and learning to grow out of that energy and becoming more open and abundant. Again, it's two sides of the spectrum, but it's almost as if you needed to do that. You needed to harness both energies, and that's why you have Saturn coming in, and then it shifts to Jupiter, right? Because you need to learn. These planets only help you learn the lessons that you need to in the phases in your life. But this time we're talking about karmic lifetimes, right? Karmic lives, and slowly healing from that, right? And growing from that and clearing that back karma. Clearing it out. Now we have Saturn, which is the same card we have, but it's looking at Black Moon Lilith. The truth is, it's almost as if some of you guys, because you've done enough karmic healing, you've learned to love your shadow. You've learned to love the things that you used to hate about yourself. Some of you guys struggle, man. You struggle with your self-esteem, and I feel like because you've done enough healing, it's like you respect yourself now. Maybe before you wouldn't have this type of confidence. You would literally hate and bash the things that you secretly love more than anything. You used to bash that. You used to hate that about yourself. And then now it's like you've learned to make peace with your shadow. You've learned to take it with you and understand it and listen to it and embrace it and love it. Again, these are master skills. That's how you become a master. And I feel like a lot of you guys have learned so many lessons in this lifetime. Maybe perhaps in a past lifetime, it took you forever to get to where you're at now. This specific lifetime, it's almost as if you've done things that maybe it took you forever to do in other lifetimes that you could not. You have never been able to reach this level. And then now you're here and it's like you've changed drastically. The lessons that you've learned in this lifetime, man, they're going to advance you so much into the next one. They're really going to advance you. Okay, the next card is, I showed you Jupiter earlier, but then you have Mercury. Mercury of the mind, a very strong planet. They're both very strong planets, okay? They're primary planets. It's almost as if, again, you went from transitioning from the south node to the north node, but it's almost as if, again, you've learned to respect. You've learned to respect yourself. You've learned to gain confidence that you can only gain through like a lot of lessons, right? Some of you guys are hating yourselves because you went through really difficult lessons, but it's like you've grown tremendously because of them. And so in retrospect, it's all worth it. You're looking back at all the knowledge and data and it's like, damn, I did grow. I did change. I do respect myself more. I do love myself more. Here you are realizing that information, taking that information in, respecting the game of life. You respect it more than anything, right? Because it taught you a few lessons. So here you are, this being presenting Earth, right? And looking at Jupiter. Understanding of the mind, right? An abundant mind, an abundant mindset. This is a person, he's an alchemist, right? So he transforms. It's like taking all the recipes of life and everything you've learned and converting it into an abundant lifestyle. But it's almost as if the transition or the work that you do in this lifetime is really going to impact you in the next one, right? So the next two cards, again, when we talk about North Node and South Node, we talk about, it's always like Earth, right? Earth circles the sun, right? But with the lunar nodes, the moon is circling the Earth, right? And so you got two nodes, North and South. This is very important because it is trying to tell you, like, fate does have a lot to do with your life. The way things turn out has everything to do with how your life is in this lifetime, what you went through in your past, what you have to deal with in this lifetime. And so it's like, how can I say this? It's almost as if you guys question why your life was so difficult, or why you question everything in your life, but it's like, this is just what it is. It's been trying to explain to you that there's a reason why you go through everything that you go through, and fate is an indicator of how life is going to be for you. It's a true indicator. The way life turns out for you, it's a part of the game, and you've learned to respect that as well. I hope I'm making sense here. The next being, because this is Libra, when you talk about South Node, we say, like, a lot of you guys in the past were maybe people pleasers. And so converting that type of trauma and karma into becoming more confident, which is what I was talking about, very confident person, learning learning these lessons and skills and honing the skills, right? And the talents. And now it's like this really changed the game for you. Going from a people pleaser to what you're at now, you're confident and you understand the game of life and you respect it, and you don't harbor resentments towards it anymore, because you understand this was the purpose. This was the reason why you incarnated here. This is the reason why you went through what you went through. And yes, fate does have a part of it. It does. And so some of you guys understand that whatever you went through had to happen. All right, guys, time's up. I had so much more to say, but it's just time's up already. All right, guys, I love you.